Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Profitability Power Hour. Welcome to the Profitability Power Hour. I just want to double check to make sure I see myself live, and I do. Just double check here. Yes, I am live. I am live. So, welcome to the Profitability Power Hour. I'm WendyY Bailey. I'm a master business and sales coach, and I'm excited to be here with you today. I'm known as your income acceleration mentor. I am a 16-year veteran coach, master business and sales coach. And I love what I do. It's because I serve transformation experts like coaches and speakers and trainers and consultants, and then a category I'll call emerging thought leaders. If you're an emerging thought leader, you're in the marketplace and people follow what you say, they like what you say, they want to hear more from you, and they encourage you to say more and share your point of view. You're an emerging thought leader. What I've discovered is that some emerging thought leaders have not yet found a way to monetize their connection, their tribe, their thought leadership. So I work with you on making sure you know how to monetize your gifts in that regard. I'm excited for today's show. This is part two of a 5-part series. I said 3-part, but it's a 5-part series. Let me go to the right place. If you're here and you're jumping on, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and hit the like button to let me know you were here. Also, in the comments, type hashtag replay and share the video. Share the video. Let other people know that we're here. I'm here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Today, we're talking about value-based selling. It's an odd concept, but I finally put a name to what I've been talking about and what I share in my book. I charge for that. I am going to be reading a little bit from my book today because it's part two of one of the 5 ingredients I say you have to focus on being in your sales process, whether it's your sales conversation, whether it is your sales strategy. It's all about how you set your intention to show up. Last week, I talked about self-worth. One of the things you have to understand about value-based selling is you must have a profound belief in what you bring to the marketplace, a profound belief in what you show up, how you show up, what you do in the marketplace. Okay, so it's all about how you see yourself, what your self-worth is, and how that translates into what you show up doing in the marketplace through your programs, your products, your services. It all starts with you and your come from around that. So today in part two, I'm going to actually be talking about definition of value, the definition of value. Remember that we're here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you want to get a text notification when we get ready to start, just send to 38470. Profit now. Text profit now, no spaces, to 38470, and it'll sign you up so that you can get a text message. If you miss the episodes, be sure that you catch the replay at youtube.com, WendyY Bailey. That's my YouTube channel. I post the videos there, so if you miss any on my page, you can catch them there. Okay? So let's jump into today's topic. Let me make sure I covered all the housekeeping kind of stuff. And now I can get into what I want to talk about today. Yeah, I think I have. So when I talk about value-based selling, today is all about definition, as I said before. When you think about definition, you've got to understand that setting your fees and charging what you deserve is based on your ability to showcase your value. And that means you've got to define your ideal client. You've got to define your ideal client. Because if you're not working with your most ideal client, if you're not giving value that is meaningful to your most ideal client, you're missing the mark and you're leaving money on the table. So as I talk about this whole concept of value-based selling based on your definition of your most ideal client, there are a couple of things I want to talk about. And you hear me talk about this all the time. It is one of my soapbox issues. I promise you, I get on a soapbox almost literally, and I talk about ideal client clarity because it is that important. Ideal client clarity is that important. And here's what I mean by that. You've got to be focused on one ideal client, 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 one ideal client. And when you focus on one ideal client, last time, 2 times ago, I talked about not selling to the masses. So I went into great detail in episode 17, I think it is, about how not to sell to the masses. You've got to be very specific. You've got to have definition in your ideal client. And what that means is one ideal client, one core problem, and one comprehensive solution. One ideal client, one core problem, and one comprehensive solution. And what happens is the more you focus on one ideal client, one core problem, and one comprehensive solution, what you'll find is you're able to learn more about that one ideal client, her other problems, the other solutions you can offer to address her problems. And once you've done that, you've carved out a really, really rich niche serving your one ideal client and a SEA of your one ideal clients. But what I typically see people do, instead of focusing on ideal client clarity and the power of one, you work with less than ideal clients. Less than ideal clients. I want to read about the other less than ideal clients a little bit from my book. Okay. I'm reading from I Charge for That, Mastering the Mindset for Sales Success. Let me put it over here so you can see it over here too. You can go to ichargeforthat.com and actually buy it. It's available as an ebook and Kindle edition on Amazon as well. But there are 3 types of clients that are less than ideal: tire kickers, lurkers, and wannabes. Tire kickers, lurkers, and wannabes. Let me make sure. Okay, I don't have any more content I want to share around that. Let me read from my book. Tire kickers try everything you offer for free. It doesn't matter how much content you share or give, they rarely invest in rolling your programs or hire you. It's not that they don't believe in the value of program services and products. Instead, they're unwilling to make the investment in themselves, which means they buy something from you. The fact that tire kickers don't invest in rolling your programs or hire you is far less about the value of your program, service, or product, and so much more about the value they place on anything in the marketplace. They're always looking for a deal. They don't spend money. They're more than just being frugal. They really don't invest. They might do time, but they don't invest. I've had in the last couple of years, I worked with a couple of people who were tire kickers. They wanted everything I had for free, everything, everything. And then when it came time to actually invest in me, invest in themselves by hiring me, they didn't. And at first I thought, what am I doing? And then a coaching buddy of mine said to me about one of them in particular, you know what? They don't ever invest. Don't look for them to invest. They don't invest. It's not part of their value system to invest. Okay. Got me off the hook because I was kind of really taking it personal and it just wasn't. Then there are lurkers. Lurkers follow you and watch everything you do in the marketplace. They admire you from a distance, rarely enrolling in your programs, hiring you, or buying your products. Lurkers are interested just as much in what you're doing as they are in how you're doing it. They want to see what works for you so they can imitate or duplicate it. Lurkers admire you and believe they can learn from how you show up in the marketplace, or by what you write in your sales copy, or from the success of your launch strategy. Lurkers are watching you, and sometimes you don't even know it. A couple of years ago, I did a podcast interview, and this was somebody that I knew and had connected with and reached out, and we chatted. And so I knew her. So when she asked, was looking for guests, and I said, hey, what about me? She said, great, I'll do that. And in the interview, she actually let me know she's a lurker. She said, I watch you. I watch what you do in the marketplace. And, I know there's so much opportunity to learn from you. I had no clue. I had no clue. That's kind of how lurkers are. You might not even know they're there. Some lurkers you can point out because they like everything you post. If you say something, do something personal or business, they have a comment, they have a something to say or some acknowledgement for you about it. Lurkers are watching you, and they don't mean any harm. They're just watching you and hoping to learn from you. Then the third one are the wannabes. Wannabes are often admirers who are rooting for you. Occasionally, they are addicted to your energy. Wannabes love being around you and championing everything you do. It's not necessarily negative because they're not haters. Wannabes are rarely jealous of you and what you have. Their only threat is that they may occasionally, quote, borrow your expressions or elements of your high value content. If you believe someone is a wannabe and you happen to be in a coaching session with them, you will get clear signals they want to do things the same way that you've done. I had a wannabe and I didn't even know I had a wannabe. Over the years, I've had a number of wannabes, but the one I think of specifically is someone who I happened to be on a webinar that she did, and she was really using some of my content. She had borrowed some of my content, and had I not been on the webinar, I would not have known. So, you've also got to be careful of wannabes who are using your expressions, borrowing your content. That's intellectual property that you have to safeguard. So be aware of the wannabes. They're not haters. They don't necessarily mean any harm, but they are not your ideal clients. The thing that I want you to understand about these less than ideal clients is that when you work with less than ideal clients, there's a great risk to you because you won't get paid what you deserve. You can't charge what you deserve. If you're thinking of what they need, they want, you're always going to be haggling over fees because they're not in a position mentally, emotionally, physically, even in terms of how they approach their own investment in self, to really buy from you. Okay. So you've got to be the one to be an advocate for who you serve in the marketplace. That's why today's value based selling strategy is all about defining your most ideal client. Ideal client clarity is the key to this. And, you're going to see a difference when you start to understand who the lurkers are, who the tire kickers are, who the wannabes are. And then you can focus in an area of your business that says this is who I truly want to serve. Today, I've been talking about number 2 strategy around how to, let's see here. Got to make sure I put up the right thing. Okay. So today I've been talking about the strategy. There we go. The strategy of defining value based on your ideal client clarity and everything else. I've been reading an excerpt from my best-selling book. I charge for that. Mastering the Mindset for Sales Success. I charge for that. I'm WendyY Bailey, and I want to invite you to come out to a brand new no-cost masterclass called How to Sell with Confidence, Grace, and Ease. You can find out all the details at businessbeyondlimits.com/masterclass. I know on the screen it says selling-masterclass, but masterclass works too. It goes to the same page. And I'm going to share a lot more about this whole concept of value-based selling. Because when you understand value-based selling, you can increase your sales without selling. Selling is really about making a connection, and that connection in this case for these next 3 more weeks of this is about value. You've got to be able to understand the value in what you show up in how you show up in the marketplace, so you know your own self-worth and you have confidence in that. That was last week's episode, and this week is all about defining value. When you define value, it really is about knowing your ideal client really, really well, being aware of the less than ideal clients, the lurkers, the tire kickers, the wannabes. And in doing so, you're able to speak to the value that's most important to your most ideal client, i.e., the core problem and the comprehensive solution. So I'm WendyY Bailey. Join me for that no-cost masterclass at businessbeyondlimits.com. businessbeyondlimits.com/masterclass. It is on August 14th, and the seating is limited, so be sure to go ahead and book your seat now so that you can be part of that masterclass and the content I'll be sharing. Remember, I'm here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm usually here for about 20 to 30 minutes. Sometimes it's less than 20, sometimes it's more than 20. But know that I'm going to be here regularly every week every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Remember that if you want to get notified, you can text Profit Now to 38470. That's Profit Now. Remember to hit like on the video, share the video, share the video, share the video, and comment hashtag replay with your questions and to let me know that you were here. Take care, everybody. Thanks for being here and have a good one. Bye.